Yeah, you thought you were gonna be watching Frank West vs. Detective Pikachu, but it is I, Combo Breaker, here to plug a couple of things, because I mean, let's be honest, it wouldn't be a Combo Breaker episode without me plugging all my shit, right? Well, first up on the things I want to plug is my Discord. There'll be a link to it in the description down below, and I really hope you guys join. It is a lot of fun in there. You can talk to me, post memes, suggest battles, and more importantly, you get to see hints on what my next fight's gonna be. Now, unless you have my level of insanity, you probably won't understand the hints, but it's fun to see them nevertheless. But also, the most important reason you should join my Discord is the new game we've started playing, Bad Rules Duels. You guys just missed out on Jotaro vs. Sans, but it's not too late to join and participate in the next one. Essentially, I post an incredibly stupid matchup and people give me even stupider reasons why someone would win. And it gets really fucking stupid in there, guys. So I really hope you guys join and participate in the next one, which all I can say is, it's gonna be a bit fantasy-like, if you know what I mean. And you'll get it if you join the Discord. The next thing I need to plug are my t-shirts. That's right, I've got 2 official t-shirts that both have links in the description down below. There's an amazing Captain Fishbowl head, and another one with yours truly on it, the world's sexiest man, the world's greatest versus debater, and the world's most badass person. So yeah, I hope you guys at the very least go check out those designs, and without further ado, you thought we were done? I have yet another thing to plug! Also in the description down below will be a link to a win-loss record for every character who's ever been on Combo Breaker in chronological order, everyone they've fought and whether or not they've won or lost. It's updated very frequently with each episode, although give or take a day because we don't want to spoil anything. And it's absolutely amazing. And I also want to give a huge thanks to Z-Dog for doing a portion of the work on that. I mean, he did most of it, but it looks phenomenal. I really hope you guys go check that out as well. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the episode.
Step inside my twisted world, where heroes will collide. Villains are the only evil, there are no fucking sides. Every match will test their stats, every loss and win are weighed. Any chance they thought they had could all end up in vain on Combo Breaker.
You know, humans are curious animals. What? No, they aren't. I mean, humans aren't all that strange. Well, at least not until you go on the internet, and then humans become strange at best, and downright disgusting at worst. I'm looking at you, Rule 34 in Urban Dictionary. Bunch of fucking filthy animals on the internet. I didn't mean humans were strange, I meant humans love to know why something's happening or why they need to do something. I mean, there's a reason people become scientists, journalists, and detectives. Oh yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, when I ask someone if I can borrow a pencil, they typically ask me why. Like seriously, clearly I need to write something down. It's not like I'm asking you for $1 million. Yeah, so it serves that in an apocalyptic event where monsters are threatening the Earth, some people will run, others will fight, and the strangest of them will look into why this is happening. Well, in the case of an apocalyptic event, I would want today's combatants on the case solving what's going on and trying to stop it with their kick-ass abilities. We're of course talking about Detective Pikachu, the electric rat Pokemon and detective extraordinaire. And Frank West, the zombie-ass kicker with a creative arsenal and the photojournalist extraordinaire. Imagine, if you will, a world where hundreds of thousands of 10-year-olds wander around, fighting each other with monsters that range from monkeys with hands for tails, to an onion frog with spores so powerful they can paralyze a person in one shot, or even God and Satan in Pocket Monster form. I'm sorry, what the fuck kind of world is that? I mean, shit. When I was 10 years old, I wasn't allowed to use the fucking microwave, let alone go on a continental trip on foot with these unholy abominations. I mean, look at that one. It's basically a 6-foot cock with fire powers. Did you just call Blaziken, one of the most badass Pokemon of all time, a 6-foot cock? I mean, don't get me wrong. Apparently Blaziken is so well endowed that a mother actually was disgusted by the feather tuft on his crotch that she sold her kid's copy of Pokken Tournament and then complained to Nintendo. But I mean, 6 feet is really stretching it. Stretching it. But, that was a joke, because, you know, Blaziken's a chicken, which are also called— Wait, what did you just say? Why the fuck was she looking at Blaziken's crotch so long that she would even notice shit like this? Beats me, especially since there's weirder and far more sexual design choices when it comes to Pokemon. I mean, take a look at Gardevoir, who has that red triangle in between her boobs. Or this thing that's literally just a fucking chandelier. Or how about Lopunny, that I am scared of Googling due to what the internet's probably done to her design. Or, you know, besides those, there's always fucking Shuckle. What the hell is a Shuckle? Yeah, Pokemon's, strange when it comes to design. I mean, do I really need to point out that Alolan Executor is a dragon type? Because if he's a dragon, I got good news for the Great Deku Tree and Wispy Woods and the Giving Tree and like a fucking billion other trees. Aha, yeah, we get it. You know your basic Pokemon memes. Now, in this fun and family-friendly world where 10-year-olds roam the land, dethroning God, and taking down criminal organizations effortlessly. How? I couldn't even figure out how to use the toaster at age 10. How are they taking down criminal organizations? I mean, if Ness could kill a cosmic destroyer like Gygus, I don't see what's so weird about Pokemon. I mean, fair enough, I guess, but still. Oh, quit your bitching, you lost fair and square. Yeah, I know he fused with the universe, but you know what? You're a cosmic destroyer, so you can't just blame PK Fire Spam. So stop your bitching so we can get back to talking about the electric dick. Wait, what did you just call him? Detective Pikachu. You know, he's an electric rat, hence the electric part, and he's also a detective, which can be shortened to Dick. Let's refrain from calling him that, because that implies he's less of a Pokemon and more of a toy for adults, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, as I was saying, in a world where gods bow down and obey 10-year-olds, and criminal organizations crumble because of little Timmy and his level 100 Mudkip, you would expect that not too many things go wrong. Well, yeah, everybody's walking around with enough firepower to end the universe per team. It'd be kinda hard to do anything when everyone and their grandma can pull out a destructive little creature to stop you. Well, what if I told you that something has gone wrong? As the main hero of the story, but not the guy we actually give a shit about today, Tim is on the case to investigate the death and possible murder of his father. Murder in Pokemon, what the shit? Nintendo's not that edgy. Like, at all. May I remind you that Pokemon and people faint, but never die in that game. But that's the glory of spin-offs. They don't have to follow the rules 100%. Otherwise, Luigi's Mansion would just be a platformer that's all Ghost House levels. Which admittedly would be badass and probably even a better game, to be totally honest. Fair enough, I suppose. However, before we continue on, I need to say that we're including both the game and movie, as they follow damn near identical stories and give Detective Pikachu the most to work with for the episode. Now, this does make writing the script a bit harder, but you know what? I can use Ryan Reynolds stuff for the end analysis clips, so it's a fair trade-off, because who doesn't love Ryan Reynolds? Did this place only ever have 3 walls, or do we just break the 4th one? Wow, that joke wasn't funny. So back to the whole murder thing. Oh yeah, so then Tim sets out on a quest to find out what happened to his dad, when all of a sudden he meets up with his dad's old teammate, Detective Pikachu. Yes, the wisecracking asshole who says shit that's just so damn quotable. That's probably because, you know, it's fucking Ryan Reynolds, the only Canadian people actually care about. Fuck you, Justin Bieber. Fair enough, I guess, but you know, who would have guessed that Deadpool would make such a great Pokemon? I mean, name one thing Deadpool isn't great at. Anyway, all of you guys watching at home should probably brace yourselves, because this plot goes from 0 to 11 on the what the absolute fuck scale in the span of about 5 seconds. So, yeah, spoilers. During the final act of the movie and game, it's revealed that his dad isn't actually dead, but instead the world-famous detective's soul was put into Pikachu by Mewtwo after he almost shot their car with a fucking size strike. And this is also that Detective Pikachu could help his son Tim fix everything, because God forbid Mewtwo, the super powerful, all-powerful, godlike psychic cat, stopped the evil Pokemon with his psychic powers. I mean, yeah, that plot is stupid, but I'll do you one even better, with just one simple question. Who the fuck becomes a detective in a world where 10-year-olds can catch gods and use them for their bidding? Like, fuck getting a real job when I can just go fight little Timmy with my level 100 Charizard and then get like $8,000. Honestly, I'm just shocked at how solid their economy is, seeing as though, you know, any job other than a Pokemon trainer seems to be obsolete or stupid. I mean, hell, most Pokemon can do a job much better than their human counterparts. I mean, look at this stupid keychain Pokemon. He's probably a phenomenal locksmith. And hell, even then, anyone who isn't working a real job just stands around waiting for someone to fight them. And when they lose a shit ton of money and then just stand there, never healing up their Pokemon. So I guess once you're an adult and your Pokemon faint, it's just game over from there. How the hell does the Pokemon economy even work? I don't actually know. So, better nerf Greninja, I guess. Anyway, we should probably move on and talk about Detective Pikachu's powers and special attacks before we ruin Pokemon for the fans with our stupid yet logical observations. Wow, that's the first good idea you've said all day. Well, Detective Pikachu being, well, a Pikachu has the ability to manipulate and even absorb electricity. On top of that, Pikachus have a natural resistance to electricity as well. I mean, if he wasn't resistant to electricity, he would hurt himself every time he tried to do anything. I mean, who the hell wants that? Have you seen Pichu in Smash Ultimate? That thing's a beast! As I was saying, his resistance to electricity makes a lot of sense, because, I mean, Pikachu's essentially a fuzzy car battery that everybody and their grandma just wants to hug and squeeze and love. I wish I could argue with that, but I mean, there's a reason he's fuzzy in the movie, and it's not to make him look like an actual animal. So let's start things out with Detective Pikachu's special moves. Starting things off is Detective Pikachu's main move, Thunderbolt. That's Pikachu launching out lightning bolts from his fucking face, that he can then use to electrocute people or clash with other projectiles. Oh my god, we actually found Taserface. Rocky Raccoon wasn't joking. I mean, yeah, but also no, you dumbass. Aw man, damn it! I really thought we found him. Well, next up on Pikachu's move list is the Electro Ball. With this move, Detective Pikachu can create a ball of electricity on his tail, then he can throw on incoming opponents to shock them, and do some pretty good damage while he's at it. Man, I hate having Electro Balls. What the hell are you talking about? Electro Balls. Okay, look, you know how people say eat lightning, crap thunder? Yes, I'm fully aware of that weird-ass saying. Okay, so I figured by following the same logic, I could drink battery acid and then piss lightning. What the fuck? How are you not dead? That's battery acid. It should have torn through your insides worse than Taco Bell. I told you, if you eat lightning, you crap thunder. So by drinking battery acid, I should be able to piss lightning. And you know what? It worked! I am shooting literal superheated plasma from my dick. Uh-huh. But again, how the fuck did you not die? It's literally acid. Well, you know, here's the thing about that. Pissing lightning was super fun and badass at first, but now it's just so annoying. I mean, I can't take a piss without blowing up the damn toilet. Is that why our bathroom door has an out of order sign on it? I mean, I'm not saying I didn't blow up the bathroom with superheated plasma, but I'm definitely not saying I did either. Oh, you son of a bitch, get over here! Oh my god, why the fuck did you shoot lightning everywhere? You blew my Ryu amiibo! Now he looks like Street Fighter 5. Damn it, I actually like that one. God, sorry, you scared the piss out of me. Literally. Fucking gross, man. God, fuck it, just do another cutaway so we can get back to the episode. So, back to Zubatman. We're talking about Pikachu, not Zubat, you dumbass. I mean, that was kind of the joke, because, you know, you get it, Batman's a detective and Zubat's a Pokemon, so Zubatman. I thought it was clever. I am not going to give that joke any more attention. Anyway, the last move we actually see Detective Pikachu use is Volt Tackle. In case that name isn't on the nose enough for you, or maybe you sneezed and flew off your nose, allow me to explain Volt Tackle. With Volt Tackle, Pikachu starts to run at insane speeds before getting engulfed in actual lightning that he then uses to ram into his opponent so fast, his victim's body would be lucky not to explode into a billion fucking pieces from the 10 billion plus volts that just went through his body. Although Pikachu does suffer recoil damage from this move that makes the damage Deku takes trying to do anything useful look like just a flesh wound. Now those may be the three main moves we actually see Detective Pikachu use, but it's also likely he's capable of using Wild Charge and Discharge, as he's shown he can actually just channel electricity into parts of his body, such as his tail that he used to destroy that giant balloon. And you know, Tim says he knows Discharge, so he probably does know it. Sadly though, that's all we see combat-wise from Detective Pikachu, which makes a lot of sense saying as though the game and movie are about solving a mystery, rather than being the ever-loving shit out of the pets of the kids on the playground. Suck it, Jimmy! Your little Bulbasaur is nothing compared to my level 99 Incineroar! You know, you didn't have to have your Incineroar rip the Bulbasaur in half and eat him like a damn salad. I mean, you made the kid cry, for God's sake. Yeah, but damn it, it was fun! And, you know, Bulbasaurs make for a great salad. Although their blood makes for a very shitty dressing. Anyway, let's move on to feats, and actually, surprisingly, despite the genre, Detective Pikachu is pretty damn strong. For one, he should be stronger than Tim, an average human kid who was able to push a Glalie, which on average weigh about 565 pounds. And he was also able to overpower Noivern's sonic attacks with his Thunderbolts. On top of that, in the movie, he was more than capable of easily destroying giant Pokemon balloons. Haha! Fuck you, balloons! No one will be floating today! Fuck you, Pennywise! You think that's impressive? In the movie, we see him actually get into a fight with Charizard, who was severely scarred from their last encounter, and the Charizard's trainer does in fact confirm it was Detective Pikachu that did that. Keep in mind that Charizard's fire breath is hot enough to melt mountains, and they're often compared to Tyranitar's in power. So why is that actually impressive? Because it sounds like you're just doing that thing where you list off the names of people that the combatant can scale to again, and then don't give any fucking context. Well, Tyranitar's stupidly named pre-evolution Pupitar, which is far weaker than Tyranitar, is able to actually topple mountains and crumble them with a single footstep. On top of this, your average Pikachu should be comparable to a Horsey who can create tornadoes, and his by far his most impressive feat was the fact that his Volt Tackle actually knocked back and hurt Mewtwo, at the cost of quite a bit of self-damage though. Man, fucking Pokemon are absurdly strong. Anyway, Detective Pikachu is also fast enough to dodge attacks from several Greninjas, who should be on a similar level to other fully evolved water types, such as Gyarados, who can dodge fucking solar beams, which are made of pure light. On top of that, Pikachu can fight with other Pokemon who can dodge his lightning attacks, and he's also shown that he's fast enough to outrun Apepoms, which are monkeys with hands for tails. So, they're probably pretty fast. Detective Pikachu is also a tough motherfucker, as he survived being in a car that was blasted off the side of a bridge by Mewtwo that almost killed Tim's dad. On top of that, he survived balloons blowing up in his face and launching him through the air, and he was able to take hits from fucking Charizard. That big-ass orange lizard that can breathe fucking fire? But beyond strength, speed, and durability, Detective Pikachu's best stat would actually be his intelligence, as he managed to beat Charizard in a one-on-one fight despite being unable to use his electricity during the fight. And despite his amnesia, he's still a competent detective who was able to outsmart a full-grown man who was controlling Mewtwo. Yeah, but despite his intelligence and power, he isn't exactly experienced in combat, as he actually prefers to outsmart his foes rather than get into a physical brawl. Not to mention, across both the game and movie, he's only gotten into a handful of fights, which is actually shocking for a Pokemon. Shocking, because he's an electric type. Anyway, at the end of the day, Detective Pikachu is ready to solve any case and kick some Poke ass. Or at least outsmart some Poke ass.
I got a plan! What? That's not gonna work! Magikarp is the worst! Magikarp can evolve into Gyarados. All it needs is a little kick! Water in the hole! In my head, I saw that differently.
One of my favorite places to go is the mall. Why? The mall is overcrowded and sticky. It's always somehow sticky. And the only benefit to going to the mall is the food court. Because damn it, where else can you get a Cinnabon, some orange chicken, and a Stromboli all in one meal? And then feel horribly fat and terrible about yourself. Well, yeah, but the GameStops at malls are always fully stocked on the new amiibos, and where else can you go to Hot Topic? Why would you want to go to Hot Topic? It looks like people looked at Bayonetta and a canceled Nicktoon like Invader Zim, and it said, what if we did this, but a dark room full of sketchy people and loud-ass music? Yeah, fair enough, but as fun as malls are, they aren't always exactly perfect. They can be a bit dangerous. Do you mean the sketchy kind of mall where the outside's completely been covered in graffiti of crudely drawn genitalia, and the only stores open are a Spencer's, and if you're lucky, a Taco Time in the food court? Well, yeah, those ones are dangerous, but I meant the kind of really nice mall that's full of flesh-eating monsters that rip people to shreds for no reason other than to fuel their raw hunger for blood. Oh, don't worry, man, that only happens on Black Friday. I mean, hell, there's a reason Cyber Monday exists. I don't mean Black Friday, although Black Friday is probably scarier than what I'm talking about. Then what the hell are you talking about? I meant zombies, the kind that eat people alive? Oh, so you're talking about Black Friday. Yeah, sure. Anyway, the reason I bring up a shopping mall full of zombies is because Detective Pikachu's opponent, Frank West, gets stuck in that exact scenario. Oh yeah, it's this guy again for the 5th time. Well, you've covered him enough times before that I definitely know we need to get cracking on this guy's arsenal, unless we want to be here for about 3 days fucking straight. Oh yeah. Well, to start things off, Frank is capable of picking up and using just about anything as a weapon. From the logical bats, chainsaws, and guns, to the how the fuck do you make that lethal kind of items, like playing cards, cardboard boxes, and an actual stuffed bear. Or, a moose head on a mantle. How the fuck do you use a moose head on a mantle as a weapon? Well, it's simple. You see, Frank actually just puts his head inside the moose head like a mask, turducken style, and then runs into the zombies like a blind rat trying to find some cheese. But why? Because it's funny, that's why. I can't even argue with that one. Anyway, beyond stupid weapons, Frank is also known to carry more logical weapons, including guns, ranging from handguns to rifles to shotguns, and even machine guns, and he's no slouch when it comes to grenades, claymores, and other explosives as well. But no one cares about your standard zombie hunting tools like swords and sledgehammers. What really makes Frank West stand out as one of the best zombie slayers in fiction is his expansive arsenal of off-the-wall weapons that he can make by combining some random-ass shit. Oh yeah, Frank's mantra when it comes to zombie slaying is basically one man's trash is another man's treasure. And due to this, Frank has built up an arsenal that would make any zombie shit itself, provided that zombies still have working bowels. So, to make sure that this segment alone isn't a feature-length movie, me and my co-hosts are just gonna hit the highlights and some of our favorite weapons. Just enough to make sure you guys get your fill of blood and gore. Basically, we're gonna be saying just enough of his weapons to give you guys a murder boner till the end of the analysis. I'm sorry, what the fuck? Let's start things off with some of his more tame weapons, like a spiked baseball bat that he can use to bash in zombie skulls Negan style. Or a Molotov cocktail that he can throw to roast zombies into a nice well-done steak. A steak with the bubonic plague, but a steak nonetheless. He can also put gasoline into a squirt gun to make a hillbilly-style flamethrower that's so powerful it puts Inkling squirt guns to shame. But his fire weaponry doesn't end there, so he can always just light a cow skull on fire, then put it on his head before running into a horde of zombies in the most Leroy Jenkins move you will ever see. Like, dear God, the balls on this man to run headfirst into a horde of fucking hungry zombies must be massive. Or if Frank is feeling a bit more punchy rather than flamey, he can always just put nails on his MMA gloves, or knives in his boxing gloves. And I thought Aaron Ryan having horseshoes in his gloves was bad, but jeez. Frank just aims to give you tetanus with each one of his punches. But by far, Frank's most iconic weapon is his paddle saw, which is a kayak paddle with chainsaws on either end that he can use for some badass shit. Basically, if you need an example, Frank West just gets to go row himself violently through the zombies, slaughtering violently through the zombies. Ah, that was terrible. Please never sing again. Ugh. Fine, I won't sing again this episode. Or if he needs to put a quick end to his foe, he has a shotgun with a pitchfork on it, so he can impale his enemy with a giant fork before blowing their upper body into pieces of gross, mushy confetti. He can also attach several grenades to a football to create a big-ass bomb. Or he can strap dynamite to a fire extinguisher to create a freeze bomb that instantly freezes his victims. Because that's how science works, apparently. Or you can always just combine some pipes and some fireworks to make my dream weapon. A literal minigun that fires out fireworks to destroy a horde of zombies in mere moments. In the most colorful shitstorm of fire and blood you could ever imagine. Seriously, forget how illogical this weapon is and just focus on the patriotic slaughterfest instead. He can also attach a car battery to a sledgehammer to make an electric hammer that he can use Thor style to smash and shock through zombies, or assemble the Avengers. Or, you know, he can always just attach some fire axes to the sledgehammer to make the Defiler, a dangerous bludgeoning weapon that can also hack and slash through his enemies, with a name that will kickstart any murder boner in mere seconds. Stop saying murder boner, it's just so fucking gross, God. Says the man whose favorite My Hero Academia villain is Toga. You can't tell me. Hey look, Frank can turn a leaf blower into a dildo launcher so strong it can tear off a zombie's head, even if you shoot them in the damn leg. So he has a dildo launcher that follows the Call of Duty knife logic of it doesn't matter where I hit you, it's just instantly going to kill your ass. Yeah, basically. Nice. Anyway, Frank has 3 weapons that stand far above the rest, the first being his laser sword. In other words, a royalty-free lightsaber. You know how as a kid you're pretending to use a flashlight like a lightsaber? Well, apparently Frank cracked the code on how to make it actually lethal. Just put some jewelry on that flashlight, and wha-bam, you have yourself a bootleg lightsaber. Because apparently in the apocalypse, science doesn't fucking matter or function anymore. Frank can also put a cattle prod on his high-frequency gun to create a Tesla gun, and he can attach a lightsaber to it to logically create a laser gun. A laser gun that shoots out explosive laser blasts, somehow. How the fuck do you make a laser explode? It's supposed to burn shit, not explode like a hot dog in the microwave. Ah, but you see, this is Dead Rising, and that game is illogical as all shit. I mean, Frank can make a functioning air horn out of a spray paint cannon and a traffic cone. Fair enough, I suppose, So with all these badass weapons, you would assume that his best tool would be something badass and batshit crazy, like a flaming chainsaw crossbow with an infrared scope. But you'd be 100% wrong, as Frank West's best... Wait, wouldn't the infrared just be blocked by the fire on the chainsaw? Look, I didn't think about that one, it sounded cool, but if you want to be a dick, yes, what I said was stupid. Anyway, Frank's best tool would actually be his camera, which has a flash brighter than an actual fucking flashbang. Keep in mind, this is an actual camera you can buy. Just imagine trying to take a family photo, and instead your whole family goes blind. I mean, look at this shit. Ah, my fucking eyes! Ah, I can't see! Ah! But Frank's ass-kicking tools don't end there. Oh no! Oh my god, does it ever end? No, it really doesn't, as Frank can pick up and eat just about anything to regain health, and he can mix up special drinks to increase his stats. I mean, this man can mix beer and orange juice, and instead of vomiting his organs out due to the horrifying shit he just drank, he somehow starts to move even faster. Although that might be to help him get to the bathroom, as that shit's probably gonna rip him a new asshole. Frank also has access to Mega Man's Mega Buster, Zero's Z-Saber, and Proto Man's Proto Buster and Shield, allowing Frank to mow down some zombies like Maverick fodder. But guess what? Frank has even more shit he can throw at you, because that's just Frank's battle plan. Throw shit at the madman until they can't possibly react. Well, Frank has access to his exosuit that he can use to increase his strength, but more importantly are the weapons that this suit is loaded with. His suit has a minigun for mowing down zombies, missile launchers for blowing them back to hell, and even a high-powered vacuum. Ah, I always knew Dead Rising 4 sucked. I mean, it did, but you missed out on the best weapon on the exosuit, a freeze ray that can also shoot out ice tornadoes, and it's made of a snow cone machine. How do you even do that? Between the laser sword, laser gun, and this, are you sure Frank isn't fucking magic or something? Because none of these weapons make any damn sense. Oh, you want illogical? How about the fact that with the help of an arcade cabinet, Frank can gain access to several costumes of Capcom characters, and while dressed up as them, he gains their powers and weapons. How the actual hell do you... what? I mean, shit, if I could gain the powers of the video game characters I played as, I'd be so damn powerful. No, you wouldn't. I would be super powerful because, you know, I play good games like Earthbound, but you play things like Galgun 2, where you shoot an army of women who want to get in your pants with pheromones. Where the hell do you even find half these games? Okay, really? You want to point out the stupid shit I play? Well, then allow me to do the same, Mr. I play Kill La Kill If for the plot. Fuck you! Anyway, he actually has a lot of these costumes, like a Dante costume that grants him access to Dante's swords and guns. Or a Ryu costume where you can fire Hadokens as well as perform the Shoryuken Tatsumaki Seppuku. Or my favorite, the Akuma costume, where Frank can use the Raging Demon and destroy people's fucking souls. Come the hell on, is it even possible for us to go more than one episode without referencing Street Fighter? And are you forgetting that he can also do things like dress up like Cammy White to use the Spiral Arrow? Or Morgan from Darkstalkers to do whatever the hell she does? Or Jill Valentine to get a big-ass rocket launcher? God, I'm gonna need something so much stronger than Bleach done see this shit. Now there's our sort of what the hell weapons out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about feats. Well, Frank is surprisingly strong as he can decapitate a zombie with one kick, as well as disembowel them with a single hand. Plus, he can lift and throw heavy objects like steel shelves long distances, and even break steel shelves and benches with a single hit. Frank's air horn is strong enough to pop a zombie head like a grape, and he can physically beat down and kill survivors and psychopaths who can survive several gunshots and blasts from things like the Hail Mary. Not to mention, Frank's exosuit can launch cars with a single punch, and his laser gun can blow through a horde of zombies in mere moments. And those zombies are more than capable of easily overpowering any survivor in the game. Frank is also super fast, as he can outrun hordes of zombies and people, and he can catch up and hop onto a moving train. He can casually dodge bullets, as well as missiles, and shots from his own Tesla and laser guns. Frank can casually fall long distances and have zombies claw and bite at him, including biting his dick, with little or no visible damage. He can also casually survive grenade blasts and shotgun shots, and even sniper rounds to the face. Frank has also taken missiles to the face, as well as been hit by a jeep. Hell, he can actually survive the freezing blast of his own freeze bomb with seemingly no effort, as well as hits from every single one of his own weapons. And he can do all this shit consistently for 72 hours straight with no breaks or sleep at all. Just like I do with my show, I haven't slept for the past 3 days, someone help me. And just like his Pokemon opponent, Frank West is a genius, as he can use just about anything as a weapon, or combine just about anything into a weapon. Whether it's a cement saw and plates to make a makeshift gun, or a flashlight and jewelry to make a laser sword. On top of that, Frank is also a pro wrestler and has shown both boxing and MMA skills. But Frank isn't perfect, he's cocky and still is human and can die from enough physical damage. On top of that, his weapons can break and run out of ammo, so he does need to plan accordingly. But at the end of 3 days, Frank is still ready to kick ass, take names, and cover wars.
What is it, Stacy?
Frank, I've been trying to reach you for hours. There's a guy here.
Let me guess. Guy stuck in a store, 12 zombies around him, needs a piggyback to the safe house. Well, I guess playtime's over.
Alright, our combatants are setting on the case, but only one of them come out on top in a fight to the death. Let's settle this, or should I say, let's solve this. You really shouldn't, that joke is shit. Alright, just go back to your normal catchphrase. Fine, let's settle this. Frank is running through the mall with a horde of zombies following quickly behind him. As Frank's running, he sees a toy store that he quickly leaps through the air and crashes through the window of while barrel rolling as he lands. The zombies continue to approach. With each step, the horde starts to grow larger and larger. Frank then looks around panicked before grabbing a yellow fluffy thing off the shelf and attaching a car battery to it. Frank then pulls back his arm and throws the thing into the horde of zombies. As it hits one of them, a blast of electricity expands out, frying the zombies and turning them into a pile of charred corpses as a cloud of smoke expands out from the blast. Frank then yells out in victory, but out of the smoke he sees a weird figure standing there, yelling at Frank for throwing him. The smoke then starts to clear, revealing Detective Pikachu standing there brushing zombie blood off his hat. Frank looks at Detective Pikachu confused for a moment before Pikachu puts his hat back on.
Fighters ready. Engage.
And throws the magnifying glass at Frank, nailing him in the head. The magnifying glass then bounces off Frank's head and hits a radio, turning on a strange song. Frank backs up, rubbing his head in pain and confusion as Pikachu starts to shoot blasts of electricity at him. Frank quickly rolls behind the counter of the toy store as several lightning bolts strike the walls around him. Pikachu then rolls his eyes before jumping high into the air to take another shot at Frank, who stands up and picks up the cash register. Right as Pikachu goes for his next attack, Frank catapults the cash register at Pikachu, nailing him in the face. Cash starts to fly through the air as the cash register takes Pikachu down to the ground. Frank then hops the counter and starts to look around for another weapon as Detective Pikachu stands back up. Pikachu then starts to channel electricity through his body before building up a ball of lightning on his tail. Right as Pikachu spins his tail to shoot the blast at Frank, he looks over and grabs a baseball bat off the wall. As the electro ball quickly approaches, Frank swings his bats, hitting the electro ball into the lights of the store, causing an explosion that launches Pikachu and Frank out of the store and into the mall lobby. Frank stands up to see Pikachu coughing up some smoke as he quickly grabs the charred radio next to him. As Pikachu starts to look up after his coughing fit, Frank slams the radio on his head, breaking it in half and stopping the music. Frank then kicks Pikachu in the gut, launching him through the mall until he slams against the wall of a Hot Topic. Pikachu then falls to the ground badly hurt as Frank starts to assemble his Tesla gun. Pikachu then stands up a bit woozy for a moment before sprinting at Frank at full speed, who starts to take aim. Frank fires several blasts of electricity at Pikachu, hitting him dead on each time. But each shot that lands seems to only make him move faster as Pikachu tackles Frank, hitting him in the stomach and causing him to drop his gun. Pikachu then jumps up before flipping through the air and slamming his electric tail into Frank's head, zapping him. Pikachu then lands from his assault and starts to charge up another Electro Ball. Frank then starts to stand up, still shaking from the shock as he sees Pikachu charging. Frank then quickly rolls towards the pile of charged zombies as he grabs the car battery as Pikachu launches the attack at him. Frank then blocks the Electro Ball with his car battery, causing it to become supercharged. Frank then smiles as he looks over before spotting a leaf blower in an open maintenance room. Pikachu then starts to run towards him, but as the two run, Frank flashes his camera at Pikachu, blinding him, causing him to run into a kiosk as Frank slides into the maintenance room. Pikachu then starts to regain his vision a few moments later, right as Frank opens up the maintenance room door with several new weapons on his back and in his hands. Pikachu then looks at Frank's garbage heap confused for a moment before a dildo flies through the air and barely misses Pikachu as it crashes into the wall, sticking into it. Pikachu then looks back at the dildo before looking back at Frank, and then back at the dildo, and then back at Frank. Pikachu then starts to run and jump in fear around the mall lobby, barely managing to avoid each dildo Frank shoots at him that flies through the air. After dodging about the 10th shot, Pikachu shoots a lightning bolt, destroying the leaf blower that Frank was holding, as he lands, leaving Frank to grab his next weapon. Pikachu then dashes at Frank, latching onto his face and channeling as many volts of electricity through his body as possible to electrocute Frank in the most violent way. He struggles to move as the electricity moves through his body, shocking him, but he barely manages to grab Pikachu off of him and throw him to the ground before pulling out his flamethrower and burning Pikachu severely. Frank's flamethrower starts to run out of fuel as he drops it and grabs his electric sledgehammer. Pikachu tries to stand up as Frank slams the hammer down on his small body, causing electricity to spark up and shock him, before Frank swings the hammer like a golf club, launching Pikachu through the air. Frank then pulls out his laser sword as he chases after Detective Pikachu. As Pikachu falls through the air, Frank swings his laser sword at him, only to clash with Pikachu's electric tail, causing sparks to burst out, knocking the two back. Frank then slides back into an arcade cabinet with his weapons all destroyed, as he stands up and looks at the cabinet and laughs as it reads Capcom Heroes. Pikachu looks at Frank confused as he gets up, only to see him press some buttons, causing a Mega Man costume to form around him. Pikachu's ears drop in dread as Frank starts to unload a flurry of Mega Buster shots that start to fill the room with dust and rubble. Pikachu, while dodging, smirks as he sees that his plans actually worked. Frank stops shooting for a moment, believing he killed the pesky yellow rodent, only to see a large horde of zombies coming towards him, thanks to all the noise they made trying to kill that yellow bastard. Frank then points his Mega Buster at the horde and starts to charge up a powerful blast to blow through a horde of zombies as he starts to hear a static noise behind him. Frank turns around to see nothing but a faulty fuse box as he stands there relieved. Once he turns back to look at the zombies, Detective Pikachu lands from the air and starts to bolt at Frank from behind, hitting with a powerful volt tackle that severely burns Frank, as well as knocking him forward into the horde of zombies that start to rip Frank to pieces as they eat his flesh. Pikachu then sighs in relief as the threat has been taken care of before he continues to investigate the outbreak, going to grab his magnifying glass in hopes that it isn't broken from the previous altercation. Oh, holy shit! Frank didn't just get ripped apart, he got outplayed like shit. Pikachu got a hard-ass read, and then did the most optimal punish I've ever seen. And I've once used Joker's counter on a Warlock punch. Oh god, that was so violent! And before anyone says anything, no, the zombies are not a deciding factor for the outcome of this fight. They weren't even a factor in the fight at all, I just thought it'd be cool to have them in there. But yeah, our winner is not too surprisingly Detective Pikachu. Aha, suck it, my guy actually won a fight for once. Yeah, Frank didn't stand much of a chance in this fight, and a quick look at stats will really start to clear that up. Frank may be strong enough to break metal with a single hit, and his exosuit does allow him to launch cars with a single punch. Plus, his strongest weapons can wipe out hordes of zombies with little difficulty, and those zombies can easily kill survivors who can survive multiple explosions from things like the Hail Mary that has at least 6 grenades on it. So Frank with his best weaponry is hitting about building to maybe large building level. But Pikachu shit stops him easily. For one, a standard Pikachu is comparable to Horsey, who can create tornado-style winds. And even more importantly, is Detective Pikachu was able to beat the shit out of Charizard. Off-screen, albeit, but it was confirmed that it was that Pikachu that scarred that Charizard severely. Keep in mind, Charizard's fire can melt mountains, and Charizards are often compared to Tyranitar's in power. Tyranitar's pre-evolution, Pupitar, is capable of destroying mountains just by stepping. So Detective Pikachu is easily hitting that mountain-level strength and durability. And his Volt Tackle was able to damage Mewtwo, who's a planet-level character. That being said, Mewtwo was being mind-controlled and likely wasn't able to go all out, so whether or not it can be considered a usable feat is debatable, but it's not like he needs it to kick the shit out of Frank West. Yeah, Detective Pikachu shit stomps Frank easily, and speed isn't much better. Yeah, Frank can dodge bullets, missiles, and lightning from his Tesla gun, as well as fight people who can dodge these things as well. But that's really nothing compared to what Detective Pikachu can do. Oh yeah, Detective Pikachu is able to fight with people who can react to his own lightning, and he can dodge several attacks from a pack of Greninjas, who should be comparable to other fully evolved water types such as Gyarados, who can dodge the move Solar Beam, which is made of pure fucking light, giving Detective Pikachu faster than light speeds. Oh yeah, but that's not to say Frank is completely out for the count in this fight. His expansive arsenal will actually allow him to keep Detective Pikachu on his toes, and it will even allow him to land a few good hits on him. Especially when you consider that Detective Pikachu over there has only gotten into a handful of fights and prefers not to get into any physical brawls, but instead he tries to outsmart his opponent. So Frank's arsenal will really throw him off and even allow him to land some good hits with his more dangerous weapons. That being said, Frank's superior skill and expansive arsenal is far from enough to beat Detective Pikachu, who is significantly superior in every other category. But Frank actually does have one way to win this fight, surprisingly. Oh yeah, funny enough, it's the same way our last loser could have won. You see, all Frank needs to do is land a Hail Mary Ragey Demon and destroy Detective Pikachu's soul. Just a few problems with this. 1, he's too damn slow to land the attack. 2, he needs to find a Capcom Heroes arcade machine in order to equip the suit. And there's a slim chance he lives that long, let alone knows to put on the Akuma costume and go for the Ragey Demon immediately. And 3, he would need to land the attack twice due to Detective Pikachu having 2 souls inside him, being Tim's dad's soul and the Pikachu soul. Yeah, with Detective Pikachu's ridiculously higher stats, there was really nothing Frank could have done. Looks like Frank got his neck Pokemon snapped. Those zombies were really enjoying themselves as they Pikachu'd on Frank's corpse. This fight was really a photo finish. Our winner is Detective Pikachu.
Uh-oh. Pull up, don't breathe the gas.
You breathed the gas, didn't you?
Next time on, I actually want to do something a little bit special because, I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, but this is my 199th episode. Yeah, it's actually kind of surprising to see how far this show's gone. So I want to give a huge thank you to all of you guys for supporting this show and subscribing and dropping likes and everything. Honestly, I do this show for fun, but I'm really glad to see how it's evolved and where it's gone from here. So I want to give a huge thank you to all of you guys. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and reveal what this 200th episode's gonna be. This show first started with just the simple idea of I wanted to see some versus show do the Powerpuff Girls free-for-all to see who was truly the best. And that was the inspiration for me starting this show. So I figured for this special 200th episode, I would go back and revisit this matchup, now with my new co-host and my much better sense of humor and recording quality. At least I hope I've gotten better since episode 1. Oh god. Good. Anyway, I hope you guys are excited. Let me know who you think's gonna win in the comments down below. And have a great day, guys.